Hi everyone, it's Joel from Social Soda, and today we're going to be talking about what it's like learning a language at university. When I was in secondary school, I studied French, German, Spanish, and Latin, and then for A-level, I did German. I have plans to travel after university and just generally speaking. So to me, it's really important that I'm able to understand as much of the culture as possible and really immerse myself in my visits. So therefore, learning languages has always been something that's been really integral to me and very important. I decided I was going to choose to study Japanese. I wanted something that was going to challenge me to think differently, kind of embrace a different alphabet, like different writing systems, different reading systems, different grammar that I'm completely unfamiliar with. Because the thing with studying languages that are from the same family, like French, Spanish, Italian, Latin, there are lots of linguistic, grammatical, and vocabulary links between the languages, which is very useful when you're learning them side by side, but also makes it can make it a bit boring, like if everything is quite similar. So I was like, let me just try and branch out and do something a bit different. So that's why I chose to do Japanese. On top of that, I really like Japanese media and arts and culture, but I was really interested in manga, anime, of course, love Japanese food, and I'm really into Japanese history as well. But yeah, I just wanted to experience something different and really just focus on a different part of the world, because as much as there is obviously variation between different countries, even in Europe and Western Europe as well, I feel like it's just something completely different to study an East Asian country and their language. I've studied Chinese history and Chinese culture a bit before, but I am a bit scared to venture into Mandarin, so I thought, let me try Japanese first, because the writing system and alphabet kind of system is a bit less complicated, so I thought I would go with that first. But I have plans to travel to East Asia, so my logic with choosing Japanese. So if you do decide to study a language, it is really fun, 100%. I really enjoy it, and that's coming from someone who loves languages. It's super fun. That being said, I feel like one of the biggest problems with, not problems, but challenges with studying a foreign language, especially one that isn't European, is it's really hard to immerse yourself fully or sufficiently in the language and the culture. So I want to offer you guys a few tips, basically 3 tips that will help you, I hope, to overcome that barrier of lack of immersion. And so my first tip is to do with when you're in class, the opportunity to talk as much as you can. I know some people are a bit hesitant to speak in a different language, maybe because they don't feel that confident. I get that, but it's just so much better to speak in class, because it's really awkward for the teacher, not only for you but also for the teacher, if they're talking and no one else is speaking in the class. Also, you're not getting the most out of the class if you don't speak in the class, because at the end of the day, it's language. It's a language. It's not written. It's not like a dead language. It's not Latin or ancient Greek. You have to this is a language that is spoken today, and if you're going to study a modern foreign language, they're assuming you're studying it so that you can speak it and converse in the language. So it's really important to try your best to talk in the class, even if you feel like you're the only person contributing, because sometimes I felt like that, I'm the only person putting my hand up or saying things, and you don't really want to look like a, you don't want to look like a know-it-all or whatever. But it's just so much better. You get so much more out of it if you put the effort in to just say things, even if you're wrong, even if you make a mistake. I think it really starts in class, making sure that you're making the most of everything, every lesson, I guess, and talking as much as you can. Number 2 is for immersion purposes, and this is when you're at home. Make sure that you're reading, listening, watching things that are in your target language as much as possible, or just reading around what you're learning. Even if you're reading it in English, just learning about the culture of the country that you're from, or aspects of the country that you're from, because it helps a lot when it comes to not only just in class exercises, forming sentences and things and having conversations in class, but also with exams, spoken exams and writing exams. It helps a lot if you have some knowledge of the country and aspects of the country that interest you. So for example, if they ask you in an exam to write a letter about a trip to Japan and things you did, it helps a lot if you know some things about Japan, just a few basic facts, or some things about the food, or some of the important tourist sites, looking up vocab that's specific to you, that's applicable to your life and the things that you're interested in. Really helps to make the language feel more personal to you and makes the process a lot easier to engage with, and it makes it a lot less daunting as well. As for tip 3, sorry, this is when you're out in the world. So not just at home or in class, just anywhere except for there. Making sure that you can I don't know, look for Japanese things, look at things in your target language. If you're not doing Japanese, you're doing Spanish or French or German, look on Netflix, find like a show that's in your target language, look for some subtitled shows. If you're doing Japanese like I am, look for some anime you like, find an anime you like, or like a manga you like, try and order in the language, maybe like things like that. Just kind of trying to bring in your Japanese or your target language as much as possible really helps. You don't think about it. Like if you wake up in the morning, you're like, you say the date in your target language every day, it helps to like reinforce that in your head. Just, I don't know, like it's kind of forming a habit, I guess. Repetition forms habits, and that helps things to stick in your head. I don't know if this is everybody or if it's just me. I know for sure I have an internal dialogue, okay? When I'm doing things, I like kind of narrate it in my head what I'm doing. See how much of that you can narrate in your target language every day. That is a really good way of helping to like immerse yourself and starting to like actually think in the language, as opposed to having to always translate from English or from your native language into the language you're learning. Yeah, I think just looking out for things that are to do with your target language and its culture around you, not just in your home, not just in class, but like going to restaurants, going to museums, exhibitions. I think is really, really interesting and really important when it comes to immersing yourself, especially if your language isn't that widely spoken or embraced in the country that you're in. Because I mean, Japanese, like there is a growing subculture of people who like Japanese culture and Japanese language, but it's not that big, to be honest with you. I would say, like, not in England or London at least. So yeah, it can be hard. I am not going to deny that it can be hard to kind of immerse yourself effectively, but there are ways that I've kind of mentioned, and I hope that they will be useful to you in your language learning career. I really like languages and I would love to make more content about that. So if you guys are interested in, or you have any more questions about what it's like learning Japanese or just learning languages in general, any of the other languages I've mentioned, be sure to leave a comment down below, interact with us here on YouTube, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.